सुभाष बाबू एक विजनरी थे। साहस तो उनके स्वभाव में रचा बसा था। इतना ही नहीं, वे बहुत कुशल प्रशासक भी थे। महज 27 साल की उम्र में वो कोलकाता कॉरपोरेशन के चीफ एग्जीक्यूटिव ऑफिसर बने और उसके बाद उन्होंने मेयर की जिम्मेदारी भी संभाली। एक प्रशासक के रूप में भी उन्होंने कई बड़े काम किए। बच्चों के लिए स्कूल, गरीब बच्चों के लिए दूध का इंतजाम और स्वच्छता से जुड़े उनके प्रयासों को आज भी याद किया जाता है।
अपने संकल्पों को सिद्धि तक ले जाने की उनकी क्षमता अद्वितीय थी। वो अपने साथ भगवत गीता रखते, उनसे प्रेरणा पाते। अगर वो किसी काम के लिए एक बार आश्वस्त हो जाते थे तो उसे पूरा करने के लिए किसी भी सीमा तक प्रयास करते थे।
मैं नेताजी सुभाष चंद्र बोस को नमन करता हूं। देश भर के युवाओं से मेरा आग्रह है कि वे उनके बारे में अधिक से अधिक पढ़ें और उनके जीवन से निरंतर प्रेरणा लें।
Namaskaram and welcome to this special conversation program. Today is the 130th birthday of a great leader that India has ever produced, Netaji. We call him Netaji. He is the great Subhash Chandra Bose, about whom there are so many stories in circulation. There are people who are very passionate about him, and there are some people who really try to put down him, and there is so much of secrecy about his life, about his death, and it is still being discussed in circles about what happened to Subhash Chandra Bose and was he alive even after the crash. Some people say he has come to India in disguise. Some people say he's still there. So we discuss about all these things on his 130th birthday with Parthiv Dhar. Parthiv Dhar is passionate about two things to the best of my knowledge. He's so passionate that he lives, eats, breathes about these two topics. One is Kishore Kumar, about whom he has already written a book along with Anirudh Bhattacharya, and he got National Award for it. And he is still yet to write a book about Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Today we will discuss why Parthiv Dhar is so passionate about Subhash Chandra Bose ji and some aspects of Subhash and some research that he has done on Subhash Chandra Bose ji. Namaskaram and welcome to this program, Parthiv Dhar ji.
Namaskar, Murli ji. It's a privilege to be in your show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Let us get right into the subject. Why are you so passionate about Subhash Chandra Bose ji? We have leaders. You know, we have songs wherein ये बाग है नाइन, ये बाग है नानक गौतम का, खिलते हैं अमन के फूल यहाँ, गांधी सुभाष टैगोर तिलक, ऐसे है चमन के फूल यहाँ. That means he is clubbed along with Gandhi, Subhash, Tagore, Tilak. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. First question is like, why am I so passionate about him? If you see, right from my childhood, I have always been having a soft corner towards people who were the underdogs. Similarly with Kishore Kumar also, if you see, he did not get his due. He didn't get a single Filmfare award, this Padma Shri and all those things. Similarly, when when I was young, I was a very big cricket fanatic. So I always used to feel that Gundappa Vishwanath was a better batsman than Sunil Gavaskar. Somehow he did not get his due. So my mindset was always tuned to the children of a lesser god, if I would like to put it that way. So Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose was because of that philosophy. If you see in our school textbooks and all, whatever little we heard was कि तुम मुझे खून दो, मैं तुम्हें आजादी दूंगा. That's all, one or two lines here and there. And then when I started reading more and more, I found that this person is something totally different than others which we have seen all throughout. First of all, if you see today, or even till for other, even for people from the Gandhian era also, the term politics is not taken in so palatable way. Today also, if we speak of somebody behind their back or something like that, we say that politics karta hai, office politics. So
Yes.
the word politics somehow is not taken in the positive spirit.
Yes.
Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose perhaps remains the only exception to that. If you have a statue of Narendra Modi also, even for them, there will be some pluses, some minuses. People will criticize, people will love. But even today, there are so many statues of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, but nobody dares to even say that why this statue should be there.
Mm.
This person, he has not done politics in his life. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose was one person who had his agenda in his heart. He had taken decisions. Some decisions may not be truth, may not have given him the fruitful results,
Mm.
but he did not. I mean, he had no game plan or something with the conventional description of the word politics.
Yes.
So he did what he thought best at that point of time.
That means he thought out
And
of the box, not the routine thing.
exactly. Yeah. So he would not like the conventional politicians would come and have a round and then talk the positives and negatives, do some backbiting and all these things. He was not like that.
Mm.
So that made me, and then finally when this archives and all started opening up, and I realized that he was the perhaps the world's Superman. In Indian, Superman is a very tiny word for him. He was the person, like, single-handedly, if you see so many escapes from 1941, from his house in this Elgin Road, then another one from Germany towards Madagascar, coming back to Japan. He's the only person in the Second World War history to have a transshipment mid-sea. Only person.
Mm.
Only Congress president to have ever fought a battle. So these
Impressions.
are the things. These are the things which will not have any equivalent.
Mm.
So the more you study, the more you feel the lesser you know about him.
Mm.
And uh, it's good that the government has come up with certain plans now. Previous last 10 years, almost nothing was there, but with that Kartavya Path, we Netaji followers have seen a ray of hope, because he was the spark. Actually, he was the spark in so many movements. Even today, we have in my office, there's a teeny lane coming to in entering my office. There also, in Netaji Subhash's birthday, I see some 3 or 4 person, very very middle class person, opening, creating a tent, his photo with garlanded, and staying there and just celebrating. I mean, you will not find that in Gandhi Jayanti and Nehru and all. Someone this Netaji thing is coming from the heart.
It is
That,
voluntary.
that's what makes me. Yeah.
Mm. But what attracted now that you called underdog or someone who has not got his due recognition or for his work he has done. But what you find most astounding about Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, because he has been among the so-called peace-loving fighters of freedom. But then he had an army with him later at a later point. So, what
Yeah,
is his
yeah, yeah.
thought process? You think is his thought process?
See, like, let me put it this way.
If you are comfortable,
Netaji
speak
Subhash
in.
Chandra Bose,
If you are
when he
comfortable,
came,
speak in Hindi, whichever.
when he came from this thing,
Mm.
England, after passing his civil services.
Mm.
So he met Mahatma Gandhi in 1921, the month of July, I suppose.
Mm.
Mani Bhavan. The first thing he did after coming from this thing, England, was to meet Mahatma Gandhi. And he went and he asked Mahatma Gandhi, "What is your concrete plan? How do
Mhm.
you plan to get freedom for India?" So Gandhiji told that, "I have got blah blah blah, but I am going to give you freedom in 1 year.
Mm.
Take it in 1 year." But Netaji could make out that Gandhis were like this charkha and non-violence and other things like banning of taxations and khadis and all those things, encouraging and all will perhaps may lead to freedom, but not in the next 1 year.
Mm.
So he wanted something. So Gandhi also knew that Netaji and Netaji's philosophy and Gandhi's philosophy will not match eye to eye. So he directed him to Chittaranjan Das.
Mm.
There, Subhash Chandra Bose found his mentor, you can say,
Mm.
and he at that time these people they formed a Swarajya party. I'm telling you in very short.
Yes.
So they had that concept of Purna Swaraj. You know,
Mm.
Gandhian philosophy was like not this thing full independence. They say that okay, we will live under the British umbrella and under the king and all, but these people they wanted Purna Swaraj. So because of that, he had a lot of. He became the president of the Congress Party in 1938, and after that also he defeated Gandhi's candidate Sittaramaya
Mm.
in 1939. So but Gandhi ji he thought that if Subhash Chandra Bose had his way out, then I will not be able to propagate my theory of ahimsa. So that was the reason why ultimately circumstances prevailed such that he was forced to resign. You know, and then uh, during the last phase of his resignation, and after that, when he started that forward block, he was already in touch with the foreign elements,
Mm.
with Russia and Germany. He was under the his strategy was to coll- collide with the Western forces from the Punjab side, from the Afghanistan side, from the northern side,
Mm.
take help of the German army, Hitler's especially, and then attack the British from the northern part of the country. That was the plan. But then what happened was somehow Hitler, when he started, you must be knowing the battle of Stalingrad. So Hitler started with Russia.
Mm.
That if the entire force is being occupied, like the time is occupied the Russia German thing, then I'll not have much of a chance. So he wanted to go back.
Mm.
At that time, someone told him to at least go and meet Hitler. So he went in May 1942 after that escape. So Hitler gave him some encouragement. Don't worry, we will be, and I mean, we will sponsor your trip to Japan. Will try to help you out. There is some movement is going on in the eastern side of the Southeast Asia. That would be a better approach. So after that, about the Indian national. In fact, I would like to tell you, like, not a lot of Netaji is such a figure, sir, that there is no true Netaji research. If someone like someone wants to research on Indian National Army, that itself will take him a lifetime.
Mm.
Someone wants to research on Netaji's personal life, that itself will take a lifetime. Someone wants to research on the activities in Russia about the death mystery. So if you see here, Anuj Dhar is a specialist in that part where Netaji death mystery is there. There is a person, a 25-year-old boy named Shubham Sharma. He is a well documented expert. He's a very good friend of mine for Indian National Army. His expertise is Indian National Army.
Mm.
Then Madam Puravi Roy is there. She knows Netaji as a person, and she is the only Indian to have access to the Russian archives. No,
Mm.
she is almost like a mentor to me. So
Mm.
this is the so that why I'm applying to you like this, so that you can gauge the extent of the broadness of the facets
Mm.
which Netaji encompasses. So it's very difficult to find a true Netaji researcher. And only person closer will be maybe Chandrachur Ghosh and Puravi Roy. Or otherwise, it's a huge subject. Right today only, I was just seeing that when Netaji died, supposedly in that plane crash, there was a MI5 agent called Hugh Toy who estimated that Netaji's had around, which in today's present terms will be around 72,000 crores with him in the plane. That itself is another story. People have researched for the past 10 years about the money trial. So many different facets. Then there is that Gumnami Baba element. That itself has, people are under that only. So it's almost impossible to just, carry out a research on Netaji. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say.
But what is your mode of research, your angle of research?
Yeah, I am basically very much interested, sir, in Indian National Army. That is taking most of my time. In fact, we have contacted. I have details of more than 500 families with me. So each one of them have a story to tell. Like, it's so fascinating. Let me tell you a couple. Like, if when the Japanese took Indian National Army alongside them in the Battle of Imphal and Kohima, there was one person, Major Suraj Mal. He was the Indian National Army. He was a part of the Indian National Army, and there is a place in that belt known as the Modak Chowk and all. So he was so highly skilled that he commanded the Japanese regiment. He was the only Indian in the Second World War to head a Japanese regiment. No other equivalence you can find. Then there is that, Battle of Pupa, where that is also it's a very, very. These kind of stories will give you goosebumps. Major Gurbakh Singh Dhillon, and he had his one Captain Gyan Singh Besht. These were people. They had only 1,200 soldiers with them, fighting against a regiment of 30,000 British Army. 1,200 versus 30,000. And they kept them at bay for almost 2 weeks. And William Slim, who was the head of this 15th Army, was positioned at Imphal. He is on record saying that, that Irrawaddy River is there in Burma. He says that in nowhere in the history of any war, people have held fort in a river bridge for such a long time. So the entire saga of Indian National Army is like, I don't know why they have not made a good film out of it. It's got everything which you can. In fact, I hope you may not be knowing that. Maybe you know that Indian National Army was not started by Subhash Chandra Bose.
Yes, I was about to ask that.
Yeah. So that the formation and all those things, that's entirely. It gives you a different kind of feeling. Just narrating it to you, I'm having goosebumps.
Can you share it in short, like how Indian National Army is formed?
Yeah. Sure, sir. See, what actually happened was, like, there was a gentleman called Mohan Singh. Mohan Singh was born in Sialkot. He was the part of a 1/14 Punjab regiment. He was a part of British Indian Army. So in the month of December 1941, when you must be knowing about the Pearl Harbor incident and all. After that, Japanese was chasing Britishers and all. Then in a place called Malaysia, Jatra, Jatra, Jafra, I think, Jatra, yeah. So there, he was hiding somewhere. And then suddenly he was seeing all those posters, banners, Asia for Asians and all those things. There he had a I mean conscience was started pricking, you can say, at that time. Then immediately he thought that, like, what am I? Let me form something. Let me do something for my country. Then he contacted. There was this thing, Japanese intelligence department called as Kikan. Kikan means the Japanese intelligence. Now the person who heads it is known as the. His name is the president. Like, for example, the person is the who was there is Colonel Fujiwara. So that group was known as Fujiwara Kikan. So Mohan Singh contacted Fujiwara, and there was one person, Gyani Pritam Singh Dhilo. So these two, then they came word and they told that let us form something for the Indians, and let us form an Indian National Army. By the time Japan has romped home and romped over Singapore, 15th of February 1942. So after 2 days, 17th of February, Colonel Hunt was there, and they had an exchange of the POWs, prisoner of wars, and then those Indian POWs who were there with the Britishers, consequent to the surrender, they changed the ship, changed the guard, and went to the Japanese camp. So there, this Mohan Singh was given the charge of set up the Indian National Army. Now, how did Subhash Chandra Bose come into the picture? That will be telling
later.
Later. Let me first tell the Mohan Singh story. So Mohan Singh was not a bad person by any stretch of imagination. He just lacked the charisma of Subhash Chandra Bose. He was not servile to the Japanese. Like, he was not someone who will obey the Japanese. So he had some some serious negotiations with them. So first thing was that he was of the view that we will fight only for India, not
Japanese.
we will not take your side and help other countries and all. That was the first thing. So he did not want to go to Burma. And the second thing was the properties of those Indians who were settled in Burma, which had those, the something happened, somebody died, someone's property gone, and all those things were there. So Japanese, what will happen to them? Who will take the custody? So that was a point of discussion with them. So he had some disagreement with the Japanese, and at that time circumstances were such that he was forced to disband his army. That was Indian National Army 1. That and Mohan Singh's boss, that was a person called Rajbihari Bose.
Yes.
Rajbihari Bose, you must be knowing now that he had all those. He wanted to bomb the viceroy, and after that he fled and he went to Japan and those things. So Rajbihari Bose he set up the Indian Independence League there. Indian Independence League, like you can say, for example, Indian National Army is like BJP, Indian Independence League will be like RSS.
Yes.
Something that's the nearest analogy I can give you. So Indian Independence League में क्या हुआ? They had their first meeting at Tokyo somewhere in the month of March 1942. There was one person, like I told you about Pritam Singh, whom Mohan Singh conducted, and there was one more person called Prafulla Sen. He is much better known as Swami Satyanand Puri. And he had a massive following in Thailand. He was the one who set up the Indian Independence League in Thailand. He had a massive following. So unfortunately, these four people, Swami Satyanand Puri, Jani Pritam Singh, Muhammad Akram, and one more I can't recollect. They had just on the 24th of March 1942, while going, their plane crashed and all the four died. In the second batch, Mohan Singh and Fujiwara and a few Japanese and all, they were there in the second batch. So that Tokyo meeting could not fructify. Next, after 3 months, they had their Bangkok meeting in June 1942. There, they had a 25-point agenda, whereas in the point number 20, this agenda says that we require a charisma of someone of the likes of Subhash Chandra Bose. He should be brought to Japan.
Mm.
At that time, Bose was in Germany. So that news went to Yamamoto. General Yamamoto was a military attachment who was attached to Germany.
Mm.
So he, along with their coterie who was there in Germany, they arranged the submarine and the U-boat, U-180, and then he was transshipped in April, and then that's how Netaji reached Singapore. I mean, first he reached Indonesia. From there, he reached Singapore, and then Tokyo, and all those things. So Mohan Singh, when Netaji reached, Mohan Singh was jailed. Actually. Because I told you that first INA was disbanded.
Mm.
Now, sir, the very interesting thing is the first INA of Mohan Singh had only 9,000, had around 55,000 INA soldiers. The second INA, which Netaji inherited, only 9,000 was there. Other 45,000, they did not join Netaji's Indian National Army. But when Netaji, after 2 years, this 9,000 leapfrogged to almost 60,000. So that was the charisma of Netaji. And you would be... yes, sir, you can continue.
No, you continue. Because there is one person called Nair San who, in his autobiography, mentioned all these things. He said that there is some kind of misunderstanding between Raj Bihari Bose and Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose.
No. There is a misunderstanding between Raj Bihari Bose and Mohan Singh. But Raj Bihari Bose, and in fact, in 4th of July 1943, Raj Bihari Bose himself made Netaji the Supreme Commander of Indian National Army. And he had written a letter also to Sachindanand Sanyal, saying that we should take care of Subhash Chandra Bose. Okay, so there was not. I mean, as far as I know, there was no misunderstanding. Misunderstanding was there between Raj Bihari Bose and Mohan Singh. Like I told, that two issues were there. One is the like how far can you go along with your army? He wanted to touch only and only India, nothing to do with Burma. And Raj Bihari Bose was very soft because his wife was a Japanese. Okay, so he was little bit soft towards the Japanese. But Mohan Singh that way was a straight character, and he felt that I will not take part in the other thing. And plus, the property related, all those houses were there, and some other issues were also there.
But
So
when
they formed that council of action when Raj Bihari had appointed Mohan Singh as one of this thing. But as far as Netaji and Raj, they had a very good equation, sir.
But was there no resentment when Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose was brought in and was handed over this army, INA?
No. Resentment means it was that Raj Bihari Bose only chaired that meeting, that council of action, which was held in Bangkok, and there only they decided that Mohan Singh is not. I mean, I should not say it openly, but that they said that Mohan Singh is not that capable. But we require a person in the stature of Subhash Chandra Bose to come. But Netaji's stature at that time, he was the president of Indian National Congress and all, so he was holding a much more the aura was higher than even Raj Bihari Bose.
It's like a legendary warrior
Yeah. So
who escaped from Calcutta, resurfaces at Germany, things like that.
Yeah. So that's why they bought him to Saigon from this Japan and all those things. And then, but he had a very good equation with all those people. He did not face a single. I mean, internal resentment was not there.
But let us just assume that had Subhash Chandra Bose stayed in India and fought for freedom along with other people of like-minded people, would things have been different?
So it's very conjectural thing, but only thing is that um, if he had not resigned, if he would have been left to continue as the Congress president, because he had won by
Huge
legitimate
margin.
votes,
Hmm.
so then he would have taken advantage of the war
Yes. Hmm.
to the fullest extent.
Hmm.
And if you know that Gandhiji had told that we will not take advantage of the war, that is morally not correct, करके, but he would have definitely taken advantage of the war, because for him, India comes
First,
first.
independence.
Yes, yes.
Mm. But had he succeeded, had his Indian National Army succeeded in capturing Burma, Calcutta, and such places, how life would have been? Because we hear stories about him approaching the northeast, where their people were ready to welcome him,
No,
and suddenly,
yes, yes. They had already, in fact, um, the Indian National Army, like they had almost reached Imphal.
yes.
They had reached Imphal. There is a place called Moirang.
Mm,
That place is almost around some 40 minutes from Imphal.
mm,
So they hosted the Indian national flag there on this 14th of April 1944. And that was the first time a flag of India was hosted on Indian soil after the proper battle.
mm,
Previous to that, he had hosted Netaji had hosted the Indian flag in Port Blair on 30th of December 1943. But
mm,
that was like as a gift, no battle was involved.
mm,
So because of his performance, there was a conference in Tokyo on 5th of November. That
mm,
is the Greater Co-Prosperity Sphere Conference or something like that. Okay.
mm,
So that Tojo, the premier, and Hirohito, they were so impressed that at then and there they gave him the two islands for him to rule. Along with that, there is a one rubber estate, Jiyawadi rubber estate in Burma.
mm,
So there they had their taste of independence. But the first time after the battle, first they crossed. There's in the Burma border,
mm,
Lanakot is there, and after that, there is a place called Kennedy Hills. They hosted the flag there, where in the after this Kennedy Hills, there was this is a very famous. You can see in YouTube also Battle of Sangshak.
mm,
So the Battle of Sangshak took place in somewhere in the last week of March 1943.
mm,
So Battle of Sangshak, mein, the interesting thing is that he, now we feel uh, the British were made to feel the underdogs there.
mm,
If you see the like how they the narratives, like you'll see that the British held the fort, the Japanese came for 2 weeks. Sangshak was held up. Okay, even Kohima, for that matter, Kohima was under, and he seized Kohima for 21 days. Now, what was like, where it all went wrong? Let me tell you where it all went wrong. The first bombing in Imphal, recorded first bombing in Imphal, was in 1942.
mm,
Singapore capture happened in February 1942, and immediately there was a school of thought in the Japanese army that we should block China.
mm.
China and Japan, they share a
Yes.
rivalry which is beyond this thing. So the main idea was to cut China. That is why you see lot of airports are there in Northeast India, because they
Mm,
had cut that Burma China, that road they had cut. Now that Americans and the British, they built the new road that's called the Steelway Road.
mm,
So because of that, you will find lot of airports are there. So they had to rely on the airways. That is called as the, you can see this is something known as the hump road. You know,
mm,
So because of that, the priority of the Japanese were to eliminate that Burma Road,
Mm.
Uh, and had they focused
Mm.
on this part of the country, that is the Indian part of the country, in 1942 instead of 1944, you see,
Mm.
these 2 years which we have lost, these 2 years will never come. These are the 2 years where the British again pulled up their socks. They were dumped actually during that period.
Mm.
And Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose at that time had what he was just 1 year too late. That's what I wanted to say.
Mm.
So otherwise, this entire history would have, it would have given a different turn.
But would that Indian National Army, did it have that power to overpower England and take over entire India?
The Indian National Army, actually, again, a very interesting question, sir, you have asked here. The Japanese commanders and all, they did not have a very high opinion on Indian National Army.
Mm.
They wanted to go solo, and they told that you will be only given the role of a propaganda sort of thing, either or some information, intelligence. That's all that will be. But Netaji objected vehemently. He says
Mm.
that no. So Netaji wanted, like, he was talking to Japanese on equal terms. That's what I say. He was having a stature, and the Japanese used to respect him like anything. So he told that no, nothing like that. Then ultimately they negotiated and they gave one division to Indian National Army.
Mm.
That was the first division, that is led by Major Zaman Kiani,
Mm.
Muhammad Zaman Kiani. Under him, there were, like, all these things. They called as Gandhi Brigade, Azad Brigade, and Nehru Brigade, and those things. So these brigades actually were not named by Subhash Chandra Bose.
Mm.
This WhatsApp University will find that they give credit to Nehru, saying that Subhash Chandra Bose named his brigade after Gandhi and Nehru. It's not like that. Those brigades were named by Raj Bihari Bose long back.
Mm.
He did not want to disturb the equation. But out of those three, they choose some people from here, from there, and then they made one more division known as the Bahadur division, which were on carrying those intelligence activities and all. So that division was fighting along with the Japanese,
Mm.
and there one were from the Kohima side, one was from the Ukrul side. There's a place called Ukrul which is on the eastern side, sorry, maybe on the northern side. And then there is that airport. Actually, I was posted in Manipur, so I know the entire you might be it might be difficult for you to gauge, but from the Tamo, and there's a World War II airport, Palel airport. From there, the other brigades were coming up. But sir, where we went wrong is one I told you where we went wrong is we started 2 years
Mm.
late.
Last time. Mm.
Second, yeah, second where we went wrong is that we had focused too much on this Imphal instead of focusing on Dimapur, because Dimapur was the last railway station,
Mm.
and had they focused on Dimapur, then from the Dimapur railway station, this construction material for the new steelway road and all those things they were constructing.
Mm.
So there we feel that some strategic error might have crept in, and this gave the Britishers a lot of time. They had transhipted one division from Arakan, Arakan,
Mm.
the Burma south of the this thing, from the Arakan Chittagong, that range,
Mm.
and uh, they were very strong in the air airfields and all.
Mm.
Plus, monsoon had set in. It has come to light
Mm.
that Britishers wanted to surrender also.
Mm.
Britishers wanted to surrender, So they also surrendered. It was like both the parties wanted to surrender who first. So since the Japanese surrendered first, otherwise these people were also ready to surrender. There were some traitors in Indian National Army who have leaked informations that news. Otherwise, this battle was going great guns, and this London Museum has ranked this battle as the greatest battle in their war history, Imphal Kohima battle.
But now another question, it is pure conjecture. Had Subhash Chandra Bose not disappeared during the crash, let us not call him dead, killed, or anything. Let's say just disappeared. So, what would have been his future
Correct.
if he had survived the crash? Let us say.
So if you if see, let us assume that he is there.
He has survived the crash.
You what you meant to say? Suppose he is there in India in 1947 or 46 or whatever.
Now, let us say he survived the crash with Japan's surrender. Then what would have been his future?
No, he had already decided. He had already decided his future that Japan has surrendered, so I'll make my next move to Russia. So that is what the plane crash theory is. That mainly there's a place in Manchuria, that Durin and all. He was supposed to go there, and from there he went to Russia. Even Madam Puravi Rai also is of that view that has gone to Russia only. So a lot of theories are there. But what I wanted to say, which if I am getting you correctly, is that Jinnah is, I think, on record saying that the only person he respected was Subhash Chandra Bose, and the chances of partition would have been very, very minimal if Subhash Chandra Bose had been at the helm of affairs. That is documented, actually. That is on record, I think. Another thing is which on this auspicious occasion, which we need to talk about, is that Subhash Chandra Bose formed an army entirely of ladies.
Rani Jhansi Lakshmi Regiment.
That is Rani Lakshmi Regiment. That also has no equivalent in modern history. They say that Chinese army has they have males and females, but not dedicated, only female. And they were treated as at par with males, having all those bayonets and magazines and with all trainings, everything battle ready, nursing systems, etc. And you will be so glad to hear that when when INA lost the battle, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose escorted these ladies barefooted from Burma to Thailand. He had left the battle to Gurbakh Singh Dhillon and all, like that. Please keep them occupied in Burma. Let me take the ladies. He took the responsibility to take all the ladies from there and for the safe, like landing at, you can say, Bangkok. So that kind of responsibility, showing all the true qualities of a leader, not leaving the battlefield.
Now,
Such person will never come in. In 1,000 years.
Now let us go back and see, like Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose was from Bengal, and those days Bengal almost was like an inspiration to entire India, whether it is philosophy or even in revolution like Arabinda Ghosh and such people. What influence these people have had on the thinking of Subhash Chandra Bose, according to you? That how these events have influenced, like Bankim Chandra Chatterjee.
Yeah. No, like to tell you in very short, like it will be a pedantic answer. Ki yes, Subhash Chandra Bose was heavily influenced by Aravind and Vivekanand, Swami Vivekanand, and Ramakrishna. He had a lot of regards for this, but there is one person who had influenced him the most, and that was his school principal, Beni Madhav Das.
Mhm.
He had in his book also he has mentioned in the struggle that this he wanted to follow his footstep, because that the kind of patriotism which he had seen in Mr. Beni Madhav Das. In fact, Beni Madhav Das's two children, they were also freedom revolutionaries, and one of them they shot the governor of Bengal. I think Governor Stanley or something. We can just later on we can dwell on those things also. So Beni Madhav Das was his first big influence, you can say, and then uh, he was when he was 15, 16 years old. During that time, he went in search of a guru. They told that you have to have a guru if you are to do good in life. Then he went to Banara, all those things, in jungles, Banaras and all those places, Kashis, but he could not find a guru to his liking.
Mhm.
Then there were some social responsibilities. At that time, there were polio attacks and all those things there. Then he went along with his team, and you will not believe that he's though these were so infectious diseases, he did not care about himself, but he personally started cleaning the pus of all those victims and all those things.
Mhm.
Then that time someone told him, ki, why you that kind of spiritualness you are having in yourself, the kind of you're treating people and all those things. So you were you're doing good. So you don't have to search for a guru. After that, later only he got very impressed by the Vedantic philosophy of Swami Vivekananda and others. But initial period, Veni Madhav Das was his prime, and then when he came into the political field, C.R. Das, Chittaranjan Das. So these two, I think, he became the when C.R. Das became the mayor, then he became the chief executive officer of the Calcutta Municipal Corporation. There he did a fantastic job. He was very well known for the sewerage treatments and all those. He made Calcutta, the town, much the drains were cleaned and all those. He earned a lot of applause for that.
Mhm.
So C.R. Das, and when C.R. Das died, he was not there. So he was shocked, like he was in the jail at that time when C.R. Das died.
Mhm.
These were the person who influenced him the most.
Mhm.
And they formed a new party also, Swarajya Party. He became a editor of that newspaper they formed, Forward Karke. They made him the principal of the law college, National Law College, which these people they work in a different level actually.
Mhm. And coming to your research on Subhash Chandra Bose, when did you start researching Subhash Chandra Bose?
These are. Let me be very frank. Research in that sense, you, it's very difficult to get new information firsthand, except if you are in the Gumnami Baba theory, because others everyone has died. Na,
Mm.
what from where you will get information? So whatever information I had got, certain mainly documentation from visiting from libraries, this that here, and I have collected some of the rarest of rare documents. But these are all, I cannot vouch original credit for that. Somewhere it was existing, I got hold of that. Like it's not like the Kishore Kumar book, which I go there, I talk to people, I interview them. This kind was not there. But when I was in Manipur, I had a interview with Professor of this Morang College, Madhu Singh, Professor Madhu Singh. He had given me a lot of inputs on Indian National Army. He had given me a lot of. Otherwise, I also rue the fact that during my last posting, probably a lot of Indian National Army people were alive, and I missed the chance to interview them. Today, nobody will be there
Mm.
except very, very few. But like I told you, the last word in Indian National Army is my friend Subham Sharma. He's just 25. He was invited by Narendra Modi also during that Victoria meeting. He has a lot of details along, and he has details of some Pakistani, the people of Indian National Army who has moved on to Pakistan. There, he's in touch with their family members also. So Netaji is such a vast chapter. I mean, it's an encyclopedia. You can build a library of this thing and still feel unsatisfied with that.
And when are you planning the book, and how are you planning the book? Like what?
Hey, right now, I'm not planning anything. We are writing some articles for CNN and First Post and all, but I have a plan to write on the Indian National Army trials. That INA trials, you must be knowing about Shah Nawaz Khan and General Dillon and all. So almost the materials are ready, but I am also started writing on my next film book. So that both of them will it will take some time, but it should happen.
But it is you are passionate about two people. The two people are both mavericks, and like they're eccentric in a way, like they listen to no one, and they never were after hankering after positions or awards. They never cared about those things. So, what is in them that attracts you apart from being the underdogs or not getting their due?
Yeah, that's what the very pure souls. Very pure souls. Like I told you, na they, matlab, although he is known as a politician, Netaji did not know anything about politics. But he knew everything about world history. He was a brilliant student. So he knew. I mean, if you were to make a movie of say Jawaharlal Nehru or Mahatma Gandhi, you'd like to know about Indian history and maybe some other too. But if you were to make a movie about Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, you have to know world history because he had the
You
kind of
have,
POWs from where he had played, where he had got his inspiration. You know, the Irish movements, all these things, everything. I mean, so uh, he is he has only one track mind. He did not think of anything else apart from India's independence. And wherever he was put up, he was not put up in any air conditioned jail, unlike a few others whom I not would prefer not to name. Wherever he was put up in an ordinary jail where he suffered like anything. He had tuberculosis, he had this disease, everything. He was on the verge of dying also. Then they shifted him to Europe for treatment. Again, he came back. So he had a very tough life in jail, not like what others have gone through.
then why do you think that the battles fought by Subhash Chandra Bose for the independence of India were not a part of our curriculum like
Yeah.
other battles for independence?
Yes, sir, that's quite natural because he was a competitor to those in power at that time. Nobody would have thought that if had Subhash Chandra Bose been alive, Nehru, in all probability, would not have been the first prime minister after me. In fact, Narendra Modi ji has already told that Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose is the first prime minister of India. Because if you see here, the very interesting input, let me give you. This the American Independence Day. We know that the American Independence Day is 4th of July, right? And even if you see, but like actually when they were given independence by this thing, the Treaty of Paris, that was not on 4th of July. That was somewhere in September. So 4th of July was the day which the Americans had chosen for themselves. Similarly, the Bangladesh Independence Day. India made Pakistan surrender on 16th of December, right? But Bangladesh Independence Day is 26th of March. Correct. Correct me if I'm wrong. So the fundamental thing is that the country has to choose its day of independence, not the day of independence which the legacy who lives bestows upon you. Here, what happened? If you read the book Freedom at Midnight, that Mountbatten is categorical that the day 15th of August, it's like tossing a coin. Someone asked him when you want to give independence. Then he said, let's give it on 15th of August. Why 15th of August? Because the second anniversary of Japan's surrender. Okay. So that is how we got the day 15th of August. But the Indian national army, the you might be aware that Netaji had formed a government also, because he was very clear ki if we do not form a government, we will be declared as a terrorist organization. So if you form a government, if you have an army, then you have all those disciplines along with you, the POWs, those word protocols and everything. So people will not be able to harm you to that extent, you know. So they had decided on the day 21st of October 1943 as the first cabinet meeting. So ideally, this 21st of October should have been our Independence Day. This is 15th of
Technically,
August is given by the Britishers. It's it's very sad actually. It never happens anywhere. Even in America, it has not happened. Indonesia, it has not happened. Bangladesh, it has not happened. But here only in India, we have adopted the day given by Mountbatten. So it is very clear that if Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose would have been the Prime Minister, our Independence Day would have been 21st of October, because he has already taken the oath as the Prime Minister.
and formed a cabinet.
Yes, yes, he had formed a cabinet. This government was recognized by 11 countries.
So this is very interesting. And before we wind up our conversation, though, there are many things to discuss about Subhash Chandra Bose's life and his views. So before we wind up, let us just imagine that Subhash Chandra Bose is still alive, though it's 130 years now. So most probably it's not possible. But still, what do you think? Did he really die in that plane crash?
So, see, after this plane crash, a lot of committee has been formed. Mukherjee committee is the only one who thought that there was no plane crash. The other committees, they were all having a lot of agenda associated with them. Some people did not visit, but there were so much of incongruence. The people in the Naman hospital, the doctors giving different versions at different moment of time. The Taiwanese government is on record saying that no crash took place on that day. They have given a reply also that there were no crash. So out of the three theories, the Gumnami Baba theory is the closest one. That because so many resemblance is there, that the person used to meet those his date of birth coincided, his date of the people whom he used to meet, and the kind of talks, the belongings which were found. But that theory also has a couple of loopholes. For example, why would Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, because the proponent of that theory says that if Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose had come out of hiding, it would have been a grave disaster for India. Frankly, I don't know how it could have been a disaster for people who are looking, people are flocking around with him. But out of the three theories, this theory carries the maximum weight as on date. Another thing is that, and in that aircraft, along with Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, one more dignitary was there. That was General Shedai. He was in charge of the Japanese Kuomintang army, and he was transferred. He was supposed to go to Manchuria and then that Russian part, Durian part of it, probably because he wanted to carry the action plan along with him and Subhash Chandra Bose's, because after the consequent to the Japanese surrender. Okay. Now, if Shedai has also crashed along with Subhash Chandra Bose, then Japanese government should also have made certain committees on Shedai. So I am yet to find out any committee formed by the Japanese government on Shedai. Number one. Number two, recently some Chinese researchers who have got nothing to do with this India-Japan thing, they have given some fact that General Shedai was not in that plane at all. Okay. So this plane crash theory does not have much of this thing. They are talking about DNA tests and all those things. But if you know, in 1969 or something, the Rankoji temple itself was burnt into ashes. Okay, now uske baad whose DNA is there? Nobody knows what is there. So it is. I personally speaking, I don't believe the plane crash theory.
Hmm. Then, if the plane had not crashed, then what has happened to Subhash Chandra Bose?
That is the thing. What has happened? Because there are hundreds of theories, but the only two theories, the Russian theory and the Gumnami Baba theory, has stood the test till now. And before we end, sir, it's a good way to end this conversation. I would like to tell you the name of one person. Please remember the name, Roll Ullenberg. He was a character in World War II.
Hmm.
He was of Swedish nationality. He had saved a lot of Swedish gentlemen and Hungarians, and he attracted the ire of the Russian authorities. The Russian authorities, they put him in jail,
Hmm.
and they gave misleading informations from time to time. Sometimes they told that he had a heart attack and he died. Sometimes they were telling that no, he passed away. He was shot, was poisoned, and all those things. But the Swiss people, they were hell bent that we want to know the truth. So they exerted such a pressure on the government that ultimately the Russian authorities were forced to spill out that Raul Ullenberg died on 1947 some date in jail. That officially they have confirmed. That is only on public pressure.
Hmm.
But here we Indians are so ungrateful that the person who has given us freedom, Clement Attlee, who had signed the transfer of power, and when he visited Calcutta, he was asked that this you had won the World War, you
Hmm.
had no reason to leave India. Why
Hmm.
did you leave India? So he told very clearly, we left India only because of Subhash Chandra Bose. Remember, imagine the person who is signing the transfer of power. He is saying we left India only because of INA and Subhash Chandra Bose because the morale of the our army was so disintegrated. Armies were started revolting against all our Indians because of this INA effect. Now this person, we don't even have the urge to ask our government what happened to Subhash Chandra Bose. See the Swedish, the rule Wallenberg, they made Russia come out, they spill the beans, but we don't have that. We are so ungrateful. Just we are writing in social media sometimes on that, but nobody in Bengal or somewhere, nobody, no protest, nothing in parliament, no Ghadao, nothing. Whereas this should have been the prime agenda of a self-respecting country.
So, on this heavy note, we will wind up our conversation. It has been wonderful speaking with you, Parthidarji, and hopefully in future too we will have such deep, long
Thank you.
conversation on specific topics about Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose and of course about Kishore Kumar.
Yes,
And
yes.
so, thank you
By
very
the way, you should come one day. Our Kishore Kumar museum has got a lot of new collections.
sure, sure.
I would like to show you.
Yes. And so, thank you very much for taking out time from your busy schedule and having this conversation. Of course, about for Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, you will always have time. You will
Yes,
leave
yes.
other works, I know that. So, thank you very much for participating in this.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
So,
so much, sir.
this is the end of the conversation about Subhash Chandra Bose. Uh, and if you had liked this conversation, please like the channel and subscribe to the channel and leave a comment about this channel. Thank you very much.